When you make a chicken teriyaki with all of the ingredients from scratch, oh my gosh, is it absolutely delicious. And the best part about it, it is super easy to make. When you think of chicken teriyaki, most folks just think of that sauce they get from the grocery store, dump it on some chicken, boom, you're done. No way. There is so much more flavor to not only include in that sauce, but also in the chicken or any other protein that you want to put it on. We are going to start with a little bit of prep by making that sauce. Sound good? Let's cook. Okay, in a medium-sized bowl, we're going to start off by adding some soy sauce. You can use either dark or light. Just know that dark will be way more intense in flavor. Next, I've got some mirin, which is some sweetened rice cooking wine. And now I'm going to add in some sake, which is essentially rice wine as well, but it actually is less sweet than mirin. So if you want a little bit more sweetness, you could add a little bit more mirin in there, just as an FYI. Now for a lot of sweetness, what I like to do is add honey into my teriyaki sauce. So using a rubber spatula, get all of that goodness in there. And then grab a whisk and simply whisk all of these ingredients until they are completely combined. And then we're going to set it to the side until we're ready to use it. Okay, real quick, if you want to substitute out honey for sugar or brown sugar, you absolutely can. However, you need to add all the ingredients to a pot, put it over medium heat, whisk it, make sure it is completely smooth, no sugar crystals anywhere. And then in the end, boom, just like mine, you have homemade teriyaki sauce. Put it in a container, pop it in the fridge. It will last up to 4 weeks. Whenever you want to add a little teriyaki, boom, pull it out of the fridge. You are good to go. Now you can also enhance the flavor of the teriyaki by adding a few more ingredients. That's including ginger, garlic, maybe a little onion powder, and perhaps a little rice vinegar. Totally up to you. Okay, now for the chicken. I've got some bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. These would be most commonly used, or even chicken drums, except with no skin or no bones in them, which we will fabricate in a second. You could absolutely use chicken breasts, but dark meat stays juicier and more tender longer. Okay, so using some very clean hands or gloves, whatever you're more comfortable with, just simply remove the skin on each chicken thigh. Set the chicken skin to the side. Do not throw it away. I'll explain why in a second. And now for the chicken thigh, what we need to do is debone it. So using a knife, cut alongside that bone right in the center. And then what you want to do is simply scrape the meat away from the bone just like this. Once you get to the end, give it a little slice, and boom, you've got a little chicken bone. Add it to a small container with the skin. Makes excellent stock. Simply repeat the process until all those chicken thighs are done. And now what we want to do, here's a really cool, quick little trick. We're going to tenderize it using the back side of the knife. Using a chopping motion, what you want to do is go back and forth all over the chicken on both sides. What this is going to do is create little cracks and crevices where some of that marinade and definitely some of the sauce can creep in there and make this chicken that much better. What we're going to do is set this to the side in a large bowl and really wash off our cutting board with soap and water. We're going to bring it back over, give it a quick little dry, and then grab that chicken because we're going to make a great little quick marinade seasoning, starting with some sea salt and fresh cracked black pepper. For a bit more flavor, we're going to hit it with some soy sauce. We're going to add in just a little bit more mirin. And now for some more flavor and some fat, we're going to hit it with an egg yolk. It's also going to help everything stick together very nicely. We've got some finely minced garlic cloves, and then using, again, a clean hand or a glove or even a spoon, mix all of these ingredients until they are completely combined. Okay, at this point, we're going to sprinkle in some cornstarch. This is going to help brown up our chicken really nicely and also help thicken up our sauce. Definitely do not skip out on this procedure. We are going over to a cooktop. Got a very large frying pan. We're going to add in a bit of peanut oil. We're going to turn the heat to medium. We are going to let it sit for exactly 3 minutes. After that time, come back. We are going to add in our chicken thighs, and what we want to do is brown them.
It's going to take in between 3 and 4 minutes to get a nice little brown on them. We're not looking for a full caramelization or anything like that. After that 3 to 4 minute time period, give it a quick flip. Boom, you got a little bit of brown on there. Absolutely perfect. This is what you want. We're going to cook it for another 3 to 4 minutes on the other side. Again, remember, we're on medium heat. Now, because I can't help myself and I like to cook for an army and the neighborhood, I'm going to cook my chicken thighs in batches. No problem. Set some to the side on a platter and then cook the other batch. And then when you're done, we're going to add most of the chicken back, or all of the chicken, depending how big your frying pan is. Grab that homemade teriyaki sauce, my friends, and what we're going to do is pour it right in there. We're going to use about a cup. And then again, over medium heat, it takes in between 8 to 10 minutes. It will start to bubble up just like this. And before no time, it will begin to thicken up and get absolutely delicious. This is what you're looking for. You want this rich, syrupy sauce just like this. It's been cooking in the chicken. It's going to flavor it up. And the sauce is to die for. No joke. It goes so good on everything. Steak, fish, you name it. Okay, and because all of you like to bust my chops when it comes to cooking rice and you holler at me about not rinsing rice, fine, I'll rinse the rice this time. Now add some jasmine rice to a colander or chinois, whatever you've got. Using cold water, just rinse off the starch, maybe a minute or two, no big deal. Give your colander a quick shake, and then what we want to do is go right over to a medium-sized sauce pot, add it in there, and now what I like to do is add in water, but I only like to use about 75 to 80% of what the package calls for, because I feel like with the water amounts they want, it cooks and overcooks it way too much. Bring it to a quick little boil like this. Put a lid on it, because I can't find any of my lids, so a sheet pan it is. Crank the heat down to low. It's going to take 15 minutes. Come back, use a fork, and fluff up the rice so it's nice and fluffy. Set everything aside, bring it all back, because we're getting super close to plating all this goodness up.
Yeah, when you make this recipe at home, definitely cook the rice a little bit earlier. It will totally stay warm. Just keep a lid on it to whenever it is that your chicken teriyaki is finished. Now, it is all about those fundamental techniques, my friends. I mean, using the back of the knife, right? To get all those ingredients, the garlic, the egg, the soy, the mirin, all into those cracks and crevices to make it that much more flavorful. Understanding how to make a homemade sauce like chicken teriyaki. So simple, yet so tasty. You put all of these things into practice time after time, it is going to pay off. You, my friends, are going to be one heck of a home cook or chef. Now, we aren't quite finished, okay? We do need to plate this up, but I need to show you how to slice up the chicken and some great garnishes. Here we go.
We are going to lay down a bed of that cooked jasmine rice into a bowl. And then for the chicken, here's what I like to do. You can slice it thin, slice it thick. I like to slice it decently thick. The chicken is so tender, it's going to literally melt in your mouth. Take that chicken, fan it out right over all that rice. I like to add on a few more tablespoons of that sauce from the pan. Oh my gosh, do not skimp on this. It is so dang tasty. Hit it with some sesame seeds right over top. And then last but not least, I like to garnish with some fresh sliced green onions. And now you've got an amazing chicken teriyaki. If you learned something and love this recipe, definitely share it. And don't forget to check out this recipe right here. I made it just for you. And smash that subscribe button.